Just in time.
Yep. Needed to finish something real quick.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Minions of the Zoo. I am your host, Johnny Hellcat, and with me today are Minions Camel
Good evening.
and Sanguine.
Good evening, all.
How are you guys doing today?
Sanguine, would you like to go first?
Oh, I was going to let you.
Oh no, after you! Oh no, after you!
In order to avoid trying to Canadian each other, I'll go first. And I'm doing rather well. Had a fantastic dinner just a few moments ago of a garlicky shrimp bowl over top of some Israeli couscous. And I also made a few arancini for a side. And it was fucking delicious. Serve that up with a bit of braggot to drink. Braggot being a hopped mead. And it was fucking delicious. The rest of the day went smoothly. How about yourself, Camel?
Uh, Today was all right. I actually was a little lazy today. I spent the last week. I took off from work and just worked on trying to clean up and clear out stuff at what's now my house.
Yep.
And it has been a Herculean effort up to this point, which is why I needed to take off a week from work to try and get as much of it finished as I could.
Mm-hmm.
I've almost cleared out completely the shed. There's there's still a bunch of shit in there, but comparatively, it's almost cleared out.
Mm-hmm.
Hope springs eternal, and I remain an optimist. Eventually, it will be done. But yeah, that's how I've been.
Were the idea to come up sooner, I actually would be live streaming from the bedroom where I'd be tearing up the carpet. We're going to be putting in hardwood floor there.
Oh, yeah?
Some final flooring, actually. Not necessarily hardwood, but hardwood adjacent.
Hardwood-ish. Or
so
harder than carpet.
The snap-in hardwood-looking paneling?
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to figure out what the fuck hardwood adjacent would be. And then I remembered, oh yeah, there's that strange hardwood paneling thing.
I'm thinking about... I gotta start thinking about new flooring at some point as well, but that's for another day.
Yep.
I'll tell you guys a story offline about something that irked me, but that'll have to wait till later.
Fair enough. Yeah, for me, dealing with house reno and shit like that is a fair bit off, but
we've been sitting here gabbing at us. Like, how's the chat? See, we got a good fair number of people in here.
Yeah.
Tyr and Terry and
asking chat, are you going to court chaos now?
I mean, why not? What's up, Rotten? And Talix here. How's it going? Haven't seen you in a while. Kefki, what's up? Frosted and I were actually running on the same ticket for president and vice president. That is Glass Camel 2024.
Nice.
Vote early, vote often.
Oh, so you're running as effectively a sub-ticket to the Democrats.
I mean...
Gotta stick to what works.
True. Oh, that just reminded me.
I don't know if Frost would want to run as a Democrat, but I mean, I'll steal their playbook if they're lacking, you know.
Yep, that just reminded me of. Did you guys hear about a few weeks ago? It caused a massive shit show for a bunch of people. Trump made a statement about how he was planning on handling
Oh,
that.
one second, sorry. Hello, Keeve. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to miss you earlier.
But yeah, Trump made a comment on that, and he functionally said that, well, in areas where it's legal, I think that we should take part in the vote harvesting and shit like that. I don't think that it should be legal, but in areas that it is, it's stupid not to do it. And a bunch of people
Did
on
he try
the...
doing that last time, or is this like a oops, should have done that, hindsight kind of deal?
It was something that certain Republican groups did, but most shunned because
It's dirty as fuck.
yeah, it's she is all hell, so they didn't want to do it because they viewed it as shady. But at the same time, if it's legal and the other side's doing it and you don't do it, then you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot.
Hearts in the chat.
So when he came out and said that, a shit ton of people on the far left, shall we phrase it that way, started coming out of the woodwork saying that he's going to do vote harvesting, he's going to rig the election, he's going to steal it. Not realizing that, again, his entire statement was, well, if it's legal in an area and the Democrats are doing it, we'd be stupid not to do it. So if he's rigging the election by doing it, then wouldn't it be the case that they're rigging the election by doing that? But I think that's thinking too far into it, isn't it?
That's 40 chessing a leftist, and they're not used to that.
Yeah. Just the fact that so many people came out of the woodwork saying that he was stealing the election and that this should be illegal, and I'm going, you realize that the only reason why he said he's going to do it is because you guys did it last time, and you've continued to do it. And you've stated that you're going to continue to do it, and you're the ones that made it legal to do it in these areas. It's kind of like there was in, I think it was California, there was a challenge against the Republican Party in California because the local Republican Party did what the Democrats were doing, which is vote harvesting. And they did it in the exact same way that the Democrats did it. And the Democrats sued them, saying that they were manipulating the election, which went to the courts, and the courts had to go, you were doing the same fucking thing. How are they in the wrong, but you're in the right when you're doing the same fucking thing? And it was egregious enough that even the court system there was able to go, okay, no, this is fucked up. It's just absolutely mental that this shit keeps on happening, where it's legal to do this in this area. Okay, so we're going to start doing it. Okay, the other party, we're going to start doing it now. Whoa, 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 whoa! You weren't supposed to do this. That's illegal. No, it's not. You made it legal.
Yeah, I got nothing, dude. I've been checked out. It's still 2023. I'm not gonna worry about shit until there's actually like candidates squared up for the general.
I can understand that, but at the same time, it's
coasting. Just... Like I said, man, vote. Glass Camel. I already know who I'm voting for. I don't have to pay attention to any of this other shit.
God damn it, Camel.
Hey, Travis.
How's it going, Travis?
Hey, Travis. But
yeah,
it's just
like,
something.
I don't have to care, man.
It just drives me crazy that it's that blatantly what the fuck is wrong with you people. At least try to hide how fucked up you are.
So anything else going on besides politics? Anybody seen any good movies or anything lately?
Good movies recently?
I've heard there's good ones.
I saw a trailer for a Donnie Yen movie that actually looks pretty good.
The dude that was just in that last John Wick movie.
Yeah.
And this is a new one of his.
Yeah, it's called Iceman, I think.
Oh,
It's
you got like
about?
an elevator pitch for us or anything?
let me see if I can find the synopsis here.
Mario Brothers movies out on DVD now.
That's
Wow.
in 2014. I thought that just came out. Apparently not.
Heard any good movies recently? Johnny brings up a decade-old movie.
I mean,
It's new on Amazon.
the last new movie I saw was went and saw Puss in Boots and Cocaine Bear. Before that, I hadn't been to see a movie in years.
I did
So
actually hear a lot of really good things about Puss in Boots, surprisingly.
I know, right? Like, I mean, I heard it was good, and then I went and saw it. I was like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah. And it's supposed to have a really good take on death as a character.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it more than I liked Cocaine Bear. I mean,
That must have killed you to realize.
well, I mean, if you're gonna name a movie Cocaine Bear, I expect,
A hell
a
of
lot
a lot
of
of bear
bear.
and cocaine.
I expect a lot of bear, and I expect even more cocaine. And I was somewhat disappointed by the ratio of cocaine bear to human. It was skewed, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and not in a favorable direction.
Let's see here. Oh, it looks like he's going to be in a rendition of Sleeping Dogs.
I am looking forward to next month though, because you got.
Sakura, that's the one.
I'm gonna do another double feature. I'm gonna go watch. I'm gonna go watch like a matinee of Oppenheimer,
Okay.
and like right as the credits start rolling, I'm gonna drop a couple of edibles, and then I'm gonna go watch Barbie.
God damn it.
Wasn't expecting that, were you?
No, but at
No,
the same time,
that definitely came out of left field. Elizabeth Banks on top of that, Frosted.
Is that Mrs. Camel? Is that Mrs. Hellcat laughing at me back there?
No, that's her watching
Oh, okay.
TikToks.
I would have thought that was funny if she thought it was funny. I was gonna take some edibles and go watch Barbie.
Yeah, God damn it, Camel. God damn it.
What?
Now that you say it, of course, yeah, that is the logical answer. But at the
I mean,
same
you got to
time
time it right. Yeah.
But at the same time, God damn it.
Renfield was pretty good.
I'll have to time it to where like I make sure I have like some nachos and some popcorn and stuff. Make sure that the edibles don't hit me too hard right from the jump. How bad would that be if I like had a weed psychotic break or something while watching Barbie?
Depends. How many young girls are there to traumatize at the time that you're planning on
see,
taking the
I planned on going for like, I don't know, like matinee. I want there to be like hardly anybody in the theater. Which with my previous double feature back in February, that was not a problem. Between the two movies, I think there was like maybe a half a dozen people. I had plenty of leg room.
I don't know. That depends.
So.
What is the rating on Barbie anyway?
I don't know. I haven't actually. I mean, I hadn't even thought about it.
And yes, I did show him the test pattern. I'll see if I can put that on here.
And Kefke saying wanted to go see Renfield. Um, I actually have not heard that much about that movie. That's been out for a while, hadn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Me and the wife actually went to that.
Nick
Oh,
Cage's Dracula.
What'd you think?
It was good.
Was
And dare
Nick
I say,
Cage appropriately Nick Caging?
oh, absolutely.
Nice.
Um,
Did he do an accent?
yes,
He did.
yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Part of me's hoping it's the same one from
Not
fucking Con Air.
not Con. Yeah, not the Con Air accent, but he went with the Dracula sounding.
See, I would have much preferred if he had gone for the Con Air. If that was the only accent that he could even attempt.
Travis is telling me take the edibles and watch Oppenheimer. Like, I actually want to pay attention to that one. Like that's one where I want to watch it sober once and then go back just bombed.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can find it.
And see Kefke she just earned some points in my estimation. Loves Con Air. That is an American classic. That is pure '90s right there. That is.
Do you also agree that it would have been more amazing if while he was trying to be Dracula, he was using his Con Air accent?
That
would be that
would
or
be
his
peak
Raising Arizona accent.
Yeah.
or his John Travolta.
Okay. As weird as that fucking movie was, you have to admit,
I feel like
both of
Travolta
them
kind of stole
fucking
the.
nailed it.
I feel like Travolta kind of stole it from me, to be honest with you on that one.
Well, he had the more interesting role to play.
Yeah.
Because he was playing Nick Cage playing him, rather than Nick Cage playing John Travolta playing Nick Cage.
That's got to be like the first movie where I actually recall having questions when I watched this. Like, wait, now hold on a second,
And you have to admit, they both fucking succeeded that.
Oh, they hammed it up perfectly, but
Yeah.
that's the first time like a young Camel. So there's like, now hold on a second, like this dude's wife, like wouldn't notice at all.
Yep.
Like they traded faces, not like everything else. Like isn't Nicolas Cage taller than John Travolta? Like how does this work?
Like I said, turns out they have Doppler dicks. Or Doppeldicks, rather. Not Doppler. Doppeldicks.
Yeah, it tells you what the weather is.
See, now if you ever did those movie reviews on a night where I wasn't having to get ready for work, I'd drop in and I'd hang out for one of those, right? And it's damn scheduling.
Yeah, this is the picture, and I'll show it on the.
Full luxurious headdress right there.
Nice.
Yeah, that was found by Travis, and I was able to put that in there.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure what to do with the rest of it, but the headdress is fine.
And Cannibalistic Wizard offers another suggestion versus the Doppeldicks or she was so used to her secret lover that it was like a hot dog down a hallway.
I mean, why would you impugn the character of this fictional, wife of a G-man? She married Law and Order itself.
And she married a Fed, not ATF.
I mean, you just assume this fictional lady of upstanding character is gonna have a secret lover. It's just rude.
That's just outside the border there, cannibalistic.
But yeah, like I was telling Johnny earlier, I have officially hit old man Camel because I've been comparison shopping lawn care items.
And I was muted when you first said that because as I was doing what I was finishing up, I ended up shouting when you first said that you had officially become an old man. Did you find a gray ball hair or something?
I'm not looking that close, first of all. But
Like I said, I was confused when you said that you'd officially become an old man. Then you said lawn care product, and I went, oh, okay.
yeah, I mean, why you gotta take my aging process and make it something tawdry, Sanguine?
Because most of the time that I hear someone say that, it's from Sinatra on his Sunday show. And he's constantly talking about finding his gray ball hair.
By the way, hello, Retro V Gamer.
Hello.
I think it's hilarious that here I am, mid-30s, and I felt like shit, right? Kind of getting fat, smoke too much, don't work out, kind of felt like shit. And then I remember it's like there's a guy in his 20s that already had a stroke and has gray pubes. Like,
Yep.
It could be worse. Like, I'm doing all right.
Sinatra's only in his 20s?
Yeah, he's like late 20s.
God damn.
Yeah.
I think he's just about to enter his 30s.
So,
Yeah, it was just what the fuck.
oh yeah, I did a gang of drugs too when I was younger. Retro, like, I've been playing with house money for years at this point.
Nice.
I will be right back.
Copy that. So, you end up hearing about anything interesting, Camel?
I mean, tangentially, just like heard a little bit about it before stream, but I thought it was funny.
Go on.
I know neither you nor Johnny are big fans of the sports ball, and I don't pay much attention to it generally.
Mm-hmm.
But every now and then a story just makes my ears perk up and go, I'm sorry, what? And there's a young NBA player by the name of Zion Williamson. He plays for the New Orleans Pelicans, which, come on, New Orleans, that is a shitty mascot. You can do better. Yeah, you can do better. But
not intimidating in the least, is it?
Yeah, I don't remember how old this kid is either. He's like, I don't know, been in the league a couple years now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's been in the NBA like more than 3 years at this point. So, fairly young dude.
Mm-hmm.
Early to mid-20s. And there's been a bunch of tweets about him because of a porn star by the name of Mariah Mills just airing all his dirty laundry on the Bird app. So
that name does not ring a bell.
Which one, Zion Williamson or
the Mariah Mills that you said?
Do you need a moment to turn your safe search on, Sanguine?
Quickly seeing if I can spell the name properly. To see if I have any clue who the fuck this person is.
Oh, Dare to Dream, cannibalistic. I would love, a couple 100 acres. nearest neighbor far enough away they can't hear a shotgun blast. That would be awesome.
Okay, images. Which hair color is she?
She's black.
Oh, okay. That is none of the ones that popped up. Let me try clicking this. That still isn't the right one. I have no clue who the fuck this bitch is, because apparently when I type in her name, there's a bunch of others that come up.
Hold on 1 second, Sanguine. And
There we go.
there you are. There's a from her account on Twitter.
That'll allow me to see if I have any clue who the fuck this bitch is. No, but yeah, definitely looks like a hoe.
But
So,
I think it's hilarious when when a porn star calls you a sex addict. That's funny to me.
Well, you see, the only reason that she fucks that much is she gets money for it. Clearly, right? Clearly.
Frosted Sanguine checks his porn star Rolodex.
Hey, when I'm told that someone's doing something, I want to see if I actually know who the fuck they're talking about. And yeah, I am not familiar with this one at all. Nor do I feel like I'm missing much. So she was saying that he was a sex pest and trying to go after him for it.
Oh no, man! That's been like all that she's tweeted about for like the past couple days. It's hilarious.
Was there a particularly juicy bit about it?
I mean,
or just the overall?
I would say the overall scenario is just funny, but then like I mean, like a couple down from the one I just sent you, she's talking about like how he wanted her to go find white girls to have threesomes with.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
what did I just miss?
I was telling Sanguine about the story of a young man by the name of Zion Williamson. He's a NBA player for the New Orleans Pelicans. And I'll say again, do better, New Orleans. Come on. Pelicans. But apparently he had himself some sort of relationship with a porn star by the name of Mariah Mills. Let's see if Johnny knows that one off the top of his head.
Nope.
Saying when he had to think about it, and he's like, no. But
yeah, like I said, I had to double check to see if I had any sort of recollection of this person, and I did not.
And Rotten saying, but yeah, he had himself some kind of relationship with this porn star. And apparently she thought she was the only one. And now her little heart's broken because apparently Rodden saying in chat is like, didn't the dude also knock up a gal that's not his main gal? Like, he's got, like a Russian nesting doll of hoes. But this apparently because this chick's been on Brazzers, she thinks like she's got some kind of claim.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's the classic thing of there's certain sorts of women that don't know what men are actually looking for. And they seem to confuse the idea of I can get a man to sleep with me with the idea of I can get a man. Those are two very different things.
Yeah, well, I just think it's social media is it's bad. Okay, okay,
Mhm.
and nobody should use it, but it is entertaining.
See, I enjoy my uses of it.
I do
I use
too.
it
I
to
like
do
laughing at
food
porn stars
porn.
who think that.
Yeah, I use mine for food porn and smut and then things that I'm interested in. The only proper usages of social media.
I started mine just to follow stand-ups. That was pretty much it.
How many of those original follows have fallen?
Um, 2.
Only 2. That's
Yeah.
impressive. Because there's so many fucking comics that just can't keep their dick out of bear traps and obvious bear traps. They'll just jump in it with both feet for some fucking reason. All they have to do is be funny, don't be preachy. And they just fail. Some of them have never succeeded. Some of them did succeed, but then they started pulling up the ladder after their success. And it just ruins them.
But I was wrong about that movie that I was talking about. It was Sakura. That's the one I saw. That was the Done Yen movie.
Okay.
This one, let's see here. As a baby, Kitan-born Kwafeng, sure, loses his parents and is sent to be raised by a couple from the Song Empire, which is at war with the Khitan-led Lao Empire. He grows up and becomes a powerful chief of the Beggar sect, utilizing martial arts in battles. He's then framed for the murder of Deputy Ma Dayan by his wife Kang Min, and is kicked out of the sect after they discovered his origin. He is also framed for the murder of his parents.
Oh.
And one of the sect's elders. Holy shit. Someone trying to clean this
I'm
guy's life
assuming
up.
that you said the sext or elders and not the sex elders. Because
Yeah,
those
I know the difference between the two.
yeah. I'm just assuming that it was the first one and it wasn't the second.
Sex
Because
elders
it really sounded like the second one.
Sex
every
elders
time that you said it.
Sex elders is on the Christian Science Monitor. Sect elders is on the movie.
Yes. Okay. Just wanted to make sure because, like I said, the first time that you said it sounded like you said sex elders, and I'm just going, what the fuck are sex elders? Is that just going to the local nursing home and killing all the elderly there? Because they already have a shit ton of sexually transmitted diseases.
There is a newer Jackie Chan movie that came out too, because they like to advertise these all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can find that one. Because it's relatively new, from what I understand. He has a brush of yin and yang.
Oh, okay.
Jenna's asking what she came into. I don't know. When did you get here? Because we were either
Did you
talking about
come
porn
in
stars or
during the
movies.
sex elders? There's a bunch of things.
But yeah, Sanguine, this chick is so goddamn petty. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Your bathroom was filled with soda bottles and cans. No wonder you fat as fuck and not in shape. Fuck you, Zion Williamson. I'm tired of being nice. You hurt me and humiliated me. You are fatter than the clause in your contract last time I saw you. I hope they weigh you, fat fuck. I'm done trying to help. At Zion Williamson.
You know, that sounds a lot like what's her name? Fred Quisha.
I mean, if the BBL fits, I guess. You know. Oh, then that would have been Johnny talking about Chinese movies.
Again, possibly the sex elders.
No, I'm good. I don't need a hug. Actually, I don't like people hugging me. That feels weird. I'm more of a handshake kind of guy. Maybe you know, like a dap. You know. But yeah, not really big on the hugging.
Thank you didn't go weird with the things that I was half expecting you to.
And did we just find the real inspiration for Fred Quisha? I mean, you know, life, art, they imitate each other sometimes.
Oh, that's a documentary. We don't want a documentary. Oh, there is going to be a Rush Hour 4.
Oh.
Why? Isn't Jackie Chan like almost 60? Or past 60?
Jackie Chan.
Does Chris Tucker need a paycheck that bad?
Probably. He is Chris Tucker.
1954.
So he's like,
I think
what,
he's
damn near
my mom.
70.
He's
Yeah. 69.
Nice.
Either that or 68, about to turn 69.
Let's see, April 7th. So yeah,
Say again?
April 7th.
Okay. So yeah, he is already 69 then.
And Chris Tucker's voice is like nails on a chalkboard. I mean, if he was doing like that, his character from The Fifth Element, yes, absolutely. Rush Hour never really bothered me all that much.
Oh yeah, he did the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And
Wait, who? What?
Jackie Chan did a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Really?
what's
What's
the
it called?
movie?
Iron Mask. We watched part of it.
Okay.
I think we only made about halfway through. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jackie Chan, and Jason Fleming.
I got no idea who the third guy is, but okay.
Let's see, Jason Fleming. He's on the thing. He's in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
I still haven't watched that. I've been meaning to, but I still.
It is a fucking classic.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Glad I never watched that one. I mean, if you can get Sean Connery to stop acting, you got to be really bad.
It wasn't good,
He's in the 355.
Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb. because I am going to slightly defend the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. It wasn't good, but compared to a lot that's come out since, oh, good God, it's amazing.
We're not grading on a curve, Sanguine.
Even then, it's at a...
When you start with it's not good, but you've already lost me.
Well, no,
I mean, unless you say it's not good, but it's so bad, it's kind of good.
And that's kind of where it is. Where it has these absurd moments that you're going, the fuck? And it has some moments that you're going, hell yeah, this is fucking fantastic. But on a whole, you're going, this is a bit of a mess, but it's a bit of a mess that kind of makes me want to watch it more.
He's in Snatch, and I don't even know who he is in that movie.
Which character or which actor was it again?
Jason Fleming.
See, now Frosty, he's like, it was dumb as hell, but fun. Okay, I can accept that.
Yeah. It wasn't
that bad. Pretty decent concept. I mean, okay, fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still interested in watching it, but I appreciate that you guys have a somewhat diverse yet honest assessment.
Yeah. Oh, and he was one of the mains in Lock, Stock. Because he was Tom.
Hey, Badger, how's it going?
The last time I saw that movie, I was young and incredibly high, so I have no idea what that movie, like what even happens in that movie.
God damn it! It's such a good movie, though.
Put it on the list, Johnny.
I think it's already on the list.
One day we'll get to the list.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
he's Tom in the movie, and Tom's one of the main crew.
Oh, no, I don't want fucking the feedback hub. Son of a bitch.
Trying to see if there's any other movies that you might know a little bit better that he was in.
It's on the list.
Because I know I've seen him in a fair number of different things. Probably most of it's been TV, though.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Like I said, I've not seen it, so I have no idea who this person is. But I like how we kind of came back to movies.
Yeah, he's been in a shit ton of TV shows. Like, he was in Black Mirror, he was in The Musketeers, The Last Kingdom.
He's probably one of those guys where you look at him and be like, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he absolutely is. He's a guy that if you see him, you would immediately go, oh yeah, I've seen him a bunch of times. Maybe not with the picture that's on the Wikipedia about him, but with his other pictures, yeah. His Wikipedia, for some reason, he's kind of has the yes means yes, no means yes, anything means fucking yes, I have the knife sort of smiles going, which is a bit off-putting, to say the least.
Let's see. I did like a Police Story 4 Lockdown. If you've never seen that one.
Not.
I was expecting Police Story where it's like, you know, it's trying to be a serious movie, but there's so much ridiculous shit happening around, it's hard to tell, you know, if they're being serious.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one just goes dark. And I liked it.
Nice.
Like, it was an actually well-produced police story movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the last one I saw that looked interesting, the Night of Shadows Between Yin and Yang. That's the 20. It's a 2019 movie. Let's see, a legendary demon hunter, Jackie Chan, tracking down beasts that enter the human dimension, assisted by a lawman protege and a motley group of friendly monsters.
Okay.
Actually, in my search of random shit, I found some Jack Cochran-worthy movies,
Oh yeah.
and I think this one might. Oh no, that's not the one. I gotta see if I can find it, because it is Chef's Kiss. Really awful. You know how when was it when Yellowstone came out? Adam Beach was talking about the lady who played Kevin Costner's wife and how she wasn't actually native.
No, I didn't know. I
Anyway,
only time I hear about Yellowstone is when Polly's talking about it on AAA, and I'm sorry, I'm just not impressed with Kevin Costner. I never really have been. But Adam Beach was talking about some chick not being native, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know
I
anything.
wish I could say I was surprised, but
No, it's never a surprise. Let's see. I spit on your tombstone. After 6 men viciously murder her family, a woman who was raised by the Comanche Indians vows blood revenge and sets off alone to bring the gang of ruthless killers to justice. It is
so
god awful looking.
So it's native True Grit, but doesn't sound as good.
no, it sounds like I spit on your grave, which I mean,
It is.
just minus the rape, apparently.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cross between True Grit and that, because True Grit, there wasn't the rape.
Frosted, nice. Any nudity?
Nice.
But yeah,
But yeah,
I've already seen I spit on your grave, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass on that one.
well, it's got like people who are native in it. Like, the characters are native. There is not a single native in this movie.
I grew up watching John Wayne movies. I'm not gonna be all that offended that there's no natives in this native movie.
Oh no!
What, you mean the Mongols didn't have John Wayne's accent?
I mean, you know, there were natives in John Wayne movies. Like, my favorite of the bunch has got to be McClintock.
Yep.
You know? McClintock, good party, no whiskey. We go now.
Yep. And there's the one that I always... It seemed like it was the darker spiritual successor to McClintock. Because McClintock was Big Jake McClintock, right? That was his full name in it.
Mm-hmm.
And in this other one, his name was Big Jake. In McClintock, He had his family. He had the red-haired wife. And the one that I always think is a spiritual successor, he's functionally divorced from a red-haired wife, and their grandchild is kidnapped. And he just goes complete fucking murder on everyone. It is glorious. And there's a native in that, a native with a dog.
I absolutely hate Yellowstone, and only because I have had so many customers ask me where I live, and I go, yeah, I'm in the Montana office, and they're like, oh, you watch Yellowstone? I'm like, fucking hell, no, I don't watch Yellowstone. It's not at all like it's not at all the thing. There was one scene that was filmed in the Capitol, and then the rest of it's on location, like out somewhere else. I have no idea.
Well, you know, I didn't have a job working like, call center or anything when Reservation Dogs came out. But I can imagine, like, well, no, see, because, like, apparently people who watch Yellowstone, aside from, like, when that first season debuted, like, I haven't heard anyone talk about Reservation Dogs since.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was the show Big Sky. It was on ABC. That was also supposed to be set in Montana. And it's really funny because, once again, they go to my hometown, and I'm like, excellent, I'll be able to see what my hometown looks like. And I'm like, that is not my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
That is not even close.
Oh,
There is not 50,000 people in Lincoln, Montana. No. It's a town of 1,500, maybe.
Now, see, I did have a similar feeling about a movie that I saw that was based, here in southeastern Oklahoma. And then I found out that, oh no, they shot it in Louisiana. I was like, ah, because it looked right, like they even had like local like gas stations, convenience stores.
Mm-hmm.
It's a movie called Leaves of Grass. It's I think written and directed by Tim Blake Nelson. Delmer from Oh Brother Art Thou.
We thought you was a toad.
Yeah, exactly. Or the Ballad of Buster Scruggs, if you're more inclined, more modern.
Yep.
Movie he was in. But yeah, he's from Tulsa originally, and he wrote that movie, and he had Edward Norton star in it. And like I said, they even had like local kind of gas stations. They went to one that was called Totapoke. So yeah, I was like, oh, that's cool. They got a movie that they got set, Little Dixie. All right, cool. Let's check it out. And it was so close.
Mm-hmm.
Broke my heart, and I was like, Louisiana, really?
Yeah, I got more out of Ted K than I did out of Mindhunters. Or not Mindhunters, the Netflix one.
Manhunter.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Mindhunters was also Netflix, but that was
Amazon.
No, that was Netflix. I watched it on Netflix.
With Al Pacino?
No. The one about them starting up the FBI's behavioral analysis unit. What? Shit. Who was the guy that? Was it David Lynch? That ran that one.
Huh.
Then there was a movie back in the day. I think it was also called Mind Hunters. It had that chick from that show, Cold Case, and it was the dude from Hackers, and it also had like LL Cool J, and did it have LL Cool J?
Actually, that popped up right there. Leak with FBI profilers training on a remote island discovered that there is a killer amongst them.
Yeah, it had like Val Kilmer in it for
Val
like
Kilmer,
2 seconds.
Christian Slater.
Slater, that's right. Yeah. There was a Johnny. What the fuck is his name?
Something or
The
other.
dude from Hackers.
I know who you're
Huh?
talking about.
Yeah, and he also did Elementary with Lucy Liu.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I used to watch TV back in the long ago.
When there were actually some decent shows every so often.
I mean, at that time there was a lot of Sherlock shit going on. Also,
Yeah.
I mean, you had
Well, that's
that. You had the
because
BBC Sherlock with what's his nuts, and you had the movies with Robert Downey Jr. It was
Yep,
all
it's
around the same
because-
period of time.
Sherlock is just a really good, clean format that you can pop it into a bunch of different scenarios, bunch of different time periods, and you still have a good story. It's kind of like if you make a hero's journey, doesn't matter what the setting is, it's a hero's journey. People are going to enjoy it. And for some reason, we get into these bits where people go, well, it's boring having a good story. Let's make really shit stories for a while. That will be more interesting. No, they're shit. I don't care if it's the 1200th hero's journey that I've consumed. It still fucking works. Give me shit that works. I don't give a damn about your experimental horse shit.
Oh, it was just Hunters.
Cannibalistic. Why are you trying to be that way in chat? The best native actor was totally the Don't Litter Crying engine. First of all, sir, that meatball was a Dago, not an engine. And second of all,
Iron Eyes Cody.
we really need to start bringing back the Italian slurs, because I don't even remember how to spell Dago anymore. Like, I was going to just write that out in chat, but I was like, fuck.
How do
You could have gone for WAP
I could have, I suppose.
or fucking iTie.
The only time I ever think of like saying eye tie as a slur is when I watch Eurotrip and I hear Vinnie Jones using it. That's the only time it ever like actually seems remotely offensive.
Why does that make it sound more like it's just him speaking is the offensive part to you?
Maybe it is. I don't know. Like I've only seen like I've only seen like 3 movies that had Vinnie Jones in it, and in 2 of them he doesn't speak hardly at all. Like one he doesn't speak at all. So, like Eurotrip's the one I actually heard him talk the most. I was like, it's funny, but yeah, I wouldn't want to sit there and listen to you all day.
He got in a bar fight in Idaho. Idaho or South Dakota, one of the two.
I mean,
Wait, was
Would
Vinnie
you be
Jones the one that glassed a guy in the U.S. after someone was fucking with him?
Not in this case. I'm not sure about that, but it was just after I think it was X-Men 3 came out.
And he was the Juggernaut, right?
Yeah.
oh, I take back 4 movies. And no, Jenna, he's not mute. He's just British. Yeah, I forgot about him being the Juggernaut.
Yeah, because the time that I remember a story coming out about him, someone glassed him and then he glassed them right back. And it was shortly after He was the Juggernaut.
I mean, that sounds like a wash to me, you know.
Oh yeah.
But
If anything,
no,
it sounds like the guy who did the initial glassing lost, because when you glass someone and their response is "fuck you, bitch," and they glass you in return,
That's not how you do that.
yeah,
here, let me show you.
put your fucking wrist in it, pussy, is their response. I think you've lost that engagement.
But yeah, I forgot all about the Juggernaut. The only ones that had remember seeing until you brought that up was Euro Trip was like the first one. Oh no, that's the second one. The Gone in 60 Seconds, I think, was the first movie I'd seen him in, and he had like one line of dialogue
South
in the entire
Dakota.
movie. And then after seeing Euro Trip, do you guys ever see it with the Midnight Meat Train?
I don't believe I have.
I have not.
I got it on like Redbox, like I don't know, 2000.
That
8,
sounded
9,
like
10.
you would have seen it somewhere entirely different from the name of it.
Right? You know? But no, it's got Vinnie Jones, I think like Bradley Cooper.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the whole thing in the movie is like I think Bradley Cooper is like a journalist or just anyway, he like goes to get on the subway and he ends up surviving like a massacre. And come to find out, like this one dude just riding the train just slaughters like a whole car. You know, fairly regularly.
Bradley Cooper. Vinnie
And
Jones.
gets away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Brooke Shields.
So, I know
Wait,
this is
Brooke
normally...
Shields? Isn't that? I don't remember her being in that movie at all.
I know this is normally Camel shtick, but I was just scrolling through Twitter, and I just saw something that I have to share verbally. I'm not going to share visually. I'm going to share verbally, though.
You've been scrolling Mariah Mills' timeline like I have.
No, this was just scrolling my own timeline, and then I saw this picture, and good god damn. So, you know how it's Pride Month currently?
I'm aware, yeah.
And due to that, there's a whole bunch of people becoming professionally obnoxious online. And one of them was...
I mean, as opposed to just doing it for the love of the game, yeah.
Yeah. Rather than just it being a hobbyist annoyance, it's professional annoyance. So
I need to get on that, man. Like, does it pay better than?
Pays better than hobbyist, but
Does it come
you
with
really
dental?
you have to start wondering whether they actually enjoy it at a certain point, and once you aren't obviously having fun, is that really worth it?
I mean, it depends on how many zeros are into that check.
Very true. So, someone being professionally obnoxious and trying to own the Western world said that trans people have more rights in Muslim countries than here in the land of the free. Trans rights are human rights. Someone immediately responded with a picture of the Arabian space program, saying, I know, they look so free in Saudi Arabia.
I mean, every time I think about that, I just hear that Tom Petty song, learning to fly, but I ain't got wings.
See, the one that always pops into my head is the, and I'm free.
Yeah, everyone goes with that.
Free falling.
But when you're talking about throwing gays off a roof, I think it's funnier when, coming down is the hardest thing,
Yep.
Let's see here. Oh, this is okay. From 2009.
Oh, is
this
that
article.
the Midnight Meat Train?
No,
No?
the bar fight.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. Movie Hardman Vinnie Jones was found not guilty of assaulting a man during a bar brawl. The footballer turned actor claimed he was driven by fear and was acting in self-defense after he was accused of hitting Juan Trevino Barrera 3 times in the head. Prosecutors had alleged the attack in South Dakota last December was unprovoked. Let's see, but during
I stand with Vinny.
During the one-day trial, yeah, you didn't have shit. Former Wimbledon,
I stand with Vinny.
Yeah. Said he had earlier been struck in the face by a beer glass by one of Mr. Trevino Barrera's friends. Jones had traveled
Okay,
to...
so that was the glassing fight.
Yep. Jones had traveled to Sioux Falls from his L.A. base to hunt pheasants with friends. The Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels actor, just throw the entire movie...
Fucking name?
Yeah.
Why do they call him Boris the Bullet Dodger?
Because he dodges bullets.
My favorite line from Lock, Stock. I think it's Lock, Stock. It's either Lock, Stock or it's Snatch. But I think it's Lock, Stock. Is guns are for show, knives are for pro.
I mean, I think probably the most quoted line from that movie's got to be, "You like dags?"
Oh shit! Following the fight, the star was taken to the hospital and given 70 stitches. His nose was hanging off.
No shit.
Yeah, he got fucking glassed. Did you think your glassing was just whatever?
Well, I was thinking it was, I'm going to stab you with this.
No. Glassing is you grab a mug and you swing it into someone's face so that it shatters.
It took the jurors 2 hours to find not guilty. Yeah, I would think so.
But yeah, glassings are an absolute bastard of a thing to have happen.
Yeah, that's one thing I will give the British, credit for is like they do have to come up with more brutal and inventive ways of causing grievous bodily harm than we do as Americans. We can be fairly lazy about it and just shoot people. But I mean, like they get creative, man. With Chelsea grins and Millwall bricks and this and that and
The Glasgow
yada yada.
smile.
That's also a Chelsea grin, but
Oh.
yeah. Apparently,
But it has the better
different
alliteration.
locations. Yeah.
The Glasgow grin is far better alliteration.
Oh, speaking of alliteration, I checked the rules on the game. Actually, if you use alliteration, you only get 2 points, not double points. But
Well, weren't we just doing like a 1 point deal anyway? So
no, we were just doing point per letter.
Yep.
yeah. So I mean, it would be 2 points instead of. I mean, that would be double.
Well, then we have
Except I was able to get four
Captain
G's
Overachiever
in
down
one
there.
Hey, when I came up with a Juicy Juice box in order to get 3, I think that should be rewarded. And just be happy I didn't put Juicy Juice Jug.
But yes, that it was not. Yeah, that'll be an added rule if we can get more linguists in the stream. So
Yeah, that was your rule that you added in originally. So I just went with your rule.
I need to get off of the comparative shopping. I've been going back and forth between a few different websites, just looking like I need this and I need that, and I need that. I need a lot of shit from my house, guys. This is it's definitely a fixer upper.
Well, yeah, that's you're putting your money in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's really funny as since I've been doing a lot of work, like pulling stuff out of the shed and going through it, and I've had the burn barrels going, so I got to keep an eye on them, you know, mowing and weed eating and trimming limbs and all this other shit. I've spent a lot of time out in the sun so far this summer, so I got like tan lines on my feet from where I've been like walking around with like the flip flops.
And Jenna, in a game that was effectively categories, Johnny said that the rule that he had always played with was for alliterative answers. You got a point per word with the alliterative letter. So I was given this rule, and I went, okay, bet. And I ran with it.
As one should.
Yep. When you give me that rule and tell me this is how we're playing, I'm going to go. Understood. I'm willing to play.
Oh, I'm not buying a whole bunch of stuff or anything, Jenna. Like right now, it's just I got to get some I got to do some grocery shopping tomorrow. I got to get food for the pets and whatnot. But also, it's been a rough year so far with pest control. Like got a bunch of dogs, so got to worry about fleas and whatnot. So looking at like different insecticides and whatnot to spray in my yard that'll be pet safe. Because I know as soon as I get finished spraying that shit, they'll want to go outside and have to take a shit or something.
Yep. Roll around and lick in the freshly sprayed area.
But yeah, so like I've been comparing a few different items for just that one specific task. Do I want to go with like the liquid bottle that you hook up to the hose and spray in the yard? Do I want to go with the granules that you got to use like the spreader for?
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I want whatever the lawn and garden equivalent of Zyklon B is. I've got enough animals that are just chewing themselves silly from like fleas and whatnot that I'm willing to commit a war crime at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't tempt me, cannibalistic. Like I would happily burn my block to the ground if it meant that I'd have to deal with fleas for the rest of the year. Exactly, Frosted. Zyklon B. we can solve political problems with our ticket, and we can also solve lawn and garden problems. That's Glass Camel 2024. Vote early, vote often.
And goddamn it, so another stupid thing: consent to sex isn't consent to pregnancy.
Okay.
Sure.
That's kind of like saying just because someone put a loaded gun against their head and pulled the trigger, it didn't mean that they wanted to die.
I mean, there was that dude on YouTube that had a phone book and a 50 cal, He just wanted to get famous.
Yeah, and he was dumb as shit. That shouldn't be encouraged. This is someone picking up the revolver in a game of Russian roulette, shooting themselves in the head, and then everyone else going, well, that's fucked up.
It's white supremacy.
Yeah, they made them play this game of Russian roulette. No, they picked up that revolver, they spun it themselves, and they fucking shot themselves. No one else is at fault there. Just
I
what
mean,
the fuck?
You know, I have my opinions and everything, but so many times, like I'm just willing to throw my hands in there and say, you know what, fuck it, go ahead, do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, that consent to sex doesn't mean consent to pregnancy. Okay, fine. You know, just have all the abortions you want. I don't care anymore. You're too dumb to breed anyway, so
See,
you
the
want to take
thing
yourself out of the gene pool? By all means.
I still say that the way that it should work is you have one abortion, okay. You have 2 abortions, takes a little bit more convincing.
No, I think you should get one and done. Like, you know, okay, we'll go ahead and give you this one abortion.
I'm doing
but we're taking everything, we're scooping everything else out on the way out, too.
See, I'm doing the very American 3 strikes and you're out. And on the 3rd strike, that's when it becomes, okay, you're sterilized.
No. You know, ladies, you have a right to an abortion. Singular. You know. I'll compromise with you on that. How about,
like I said,
we do that?
I would also add in there's certain circumstances that, yeah, absolutely no problem. Bat and I wouldn't count against your one.
I mean, it's not even at this point for me. It's not even an issue of like, you know, the life of the baby. Yeah, fuck the baby. You've already proved that you are too bad at decision making. You've already resulted in 1 dead child.
Yep.
You don't get a second bite of that apple, sweetheart. Sorry.
Yeah, and that's something that I'd be willing to debate, and I'd be willing to deal with if I was on the losing side of that debate. But I think that either of our solutions...
And this is why you should vote Glass Camel 2024, ladies and gentlemen. Modern problems require modern solutions. I think we could solve the abortion debate with our platform here.
It's a far better solution than just fucking allow it all the time, regardless. It just drives me crazy that people keep on bringing up shit, and it's that thing of when someone says, well, what about in the case of rape? Okay, if we allowed it in rape, would you be okay with getting rid of it in every other instance? Well, no. Okay, so we don't need to talk about rape because that isn't a deciding factor for you. And that just drives me crazy because it's always brought up as well, what about this situation? Okay, if we allowed that situation, would you be okay with changing things in other situations? No. Okay, so why are we talking about it?
So what's up with the little heart thingy in the corner of the chat? Like, I don't know what's going on there.
It's on mobile.
It's on desktop too.
Is it?
Yeah. Dude, I'm sitting here looking at the stream from my computer. I'm not looking at it on my phone.
Oh. I have a different chat extension, so I have no clue what you're talking about.
I am not seeing that, so I'm not sure. But I know that at least in the desktop, or not desktop, mobile, it's got the emojis or whatever is in there.
Yeah, I just see my normal chat layout, but like I said, I have a different plugin for that.
Actually, I'm not seeing it on my phone either, so that's weird.
I'm special. Yay!
Well, I've seen it on other.
Feel free to clip that, anybody. Yeah.
But you gotta put more.
Your IQ in Fahrenheit rather than Celsius.
I'm sorry, what?
do you at least have your IQ in Fahrenheit rather than Celsius? You've heard you have a room temperature IQ, but you didn't even have the common decency to have it in Fahrenheit?
I
did not.
mean, of course it's in Fahrenheit. I'm not a communist.
Okay, making sure.
Called freedom units.
It's one of the insults that's a bit of a go-to for me. You have a room temperature IQ, but you didn't even have the common decency to have it listed in Fahrenheit.
The one I've seen going around recently is knowledge has been chasing you, but you've always been too elusive.
Nice. Then there's also the one that I have to give credit to Kraut and T for, because it is still one of the best insults that I've ever heard. When your skin is that thin, you can't be surprised when someone dons you like a condom to fuck your wife.
I'd heard one joke from Kraut that I thought was funny enough to keep in the back pocket, and it was I thought it was especially funny, hearing it from a German speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Life is like Belgium. Sometimes you just have to march through it.
Nice. There's so many good quips. And you can tell when someone has actually crafted a really good insult, and I fucking love it. Because so many of them now are just lazy as shit.
Yeah.
I want artistry in my insults.
I appreciate anybody who can, tell you to, where to go and how to get there without you realizing it until they walked away.
Yep.
But yeah, that's it's a dying art form.
Yeah.
It's
becoming
that delayed reaction of oh, that guy's really nice. Wait a second, did he just tell me to go fuck myself?
Yep. Yeah, it's a vanishing art form to give that brilliantly sharp insult that
It's so
makes
sharp
a person
you don't even
go,
realize it cut
"Ooh."
you.
Yeah. And once they do realize, it's not like they're pissed off that you insulted them. It's just kind of a, ooh, ah,
Well played,
damn,
sir.
I need to remember that.
Well played, sir.
Like, shit, I need to write that one down. That was
Yeah.
good.
I
guys hear
believe
that?
that's my entrails.
I did hear that.
Yeah, apparently we have a group here that decides that they're going to race their cars.
That was a car?
Yeah.
I thought that was like a motorcycle.
No, there's a lot of people who have like glass packs on their mufflers.
They have what?
Glass packs.
Oh. Yeah, I thought that was like a crotch rocket or something. Like, I did not think that was a car.
Yeah, some of them might be motorcycles, but the majority of them are cars. Little rice burners. Oh boy.
I just like how everyone's putting like their favorite insults in the chat. And it's like,
Another good one that
you're okay, but
I'm fairly partial to, because it was one
Frosted.
that
I appreciate him dropping William F. Buckley in chat. That's not one you hear very often.
it was one that my best friend and I
Hey,
were
Peter.
going back and forth with quips, And one of the ones that we came up with was the world would have applauded if your mother had done the right thing and practiced her belly flop.
Oh, are we getting into mama jokes?
Well, I did hear
Love
my
a good
dad.
mama joke, love a good insult in general.
I did hear my dad before a bar fight tell a guy that his dad should have thrown his mom down the stairs.
Nice. Also, another good one is I've had mojitos less muddled than your wits.
I've never had a mojito, so okay.
It's a muddled drink.
I gathered. I'm just not a big drinker. That's all.
Mint and vodka.
Yep.
Mint and vodka. That doesn't sound all that appealing.
It's also typically with like lime.
That's
has
not
an
making it
accident
sound any
level.
better.
It's supposedly very refreshing.
I'll take your word for it.
I'm just not big on vodka anymore.
I drink whiskeys and rums.
Vodka's always like I've always thought like, is this actually like liquor, or did someone just put rubbing alcohol in a bottle and sell it to me?
Yes.
Depends on what country it's from.
Well, I've only ever bought vodka in the United States, so
Yeah, but you can buy vodka in the United States. It's different nations' vodkas.
well, they all smell like rubbing alcohol.
And I'm saying some of them quite possibly are. Because if you have vodka from certain countries, yeah, they do doctor it.
Oh, apparently, you see what's trending in Montana.
What's Governor Body Slam been up to? Doing anything good?
Other than putting a ban on TikTok, not much.
I mean, is there much to do in Montana? Government, really? Not a lot of people. It seems like you guys shouldn't have to, have a whole lot of laws and shit.
You'd be surprised.
No, actually I wouldn't, but I mean, I'm just saying it stands to reason less people means there should be less laws.
Well, you would think. But then again, Billings is turning into San Francisco, so...
That's Glass Camel 2024. Vote early, vote often.
Are you going to say that one of your major policies is going to be erecting a border wall around California?
No. More like that whole Bugs Bunny bit of just like sawing it off of the map and pushing it out into the ocean.
Ah, okay.
So, I mean, we'll probably lose a few votes there, but I'm not too worried about it.
You'll lose all the votes of all the recently deceased.
I just like how every time I mention, Glass Camel 2024, Frosted comes up with another bumper sticker. The last one was, we were talking about abortion. It was, fuck them bitches. And this one is, Frisco, get the fuck out.
Nice.
Yeah, this is what is considered affordable housing.
It depends on what type of whiskey you're talking about, Jenna. So if you're talking about Scotch, Scotch has to be made in Scotland. If you're talking about Irish whiskey has to be made in Ireland. If you're talking about a whiskey without an E, then that is a Scotch lineage whiskey made outside of Scotland. If you're talking about a whiskey with an E, that's an Irish lineage whiskey made outside of Ireland.
Just gonna let this keep going, huh, Johnny?
And
He knows
then
what he's doing.
only one that doesn't really have a
So what's
lineage
the
of one or
Wi-Fi
the other.
scenario with that joint, Johnny? I mean, I might be interested.
That should be the only type of house in Tornado Alley.
Like, I mean, if it's got strong Wi-Fi, I might be willing to swap deeds.
Well, I mean, if you can get Wi-Fi under the ground.
I mean,
Although I'm sure you can hook up an antenna.
How much wampum do you need?
I just assume like there'd be less work on that particular spread than what I got going on now. What's going on with Deontay Wilder?
Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, sports trending underneath Montana, to your right. Your other right, John. There you go. Down. Yep.
No, I know where my cursor is, thank you.
Are you sure?
Deontay Wilder says he's genuinely interested in a 2-fight deal versus Francis Ngannou.
Ngannou.
Whatever.
One MMA fight and one. Oh, you would get murdered, son. A boxing, okay, you probably hold your own, sure, maybe. But MMA, Francis would fuck you up. Come on. You know who Francis Ngannou is, right, Johnny?
No.
He was the UFC heavyweight champion.
Mm-hmm.
And not that long ago either, like a couple years ago. Like he grew up like Conan the fucking Barbarian. Like he was working like in a like a sand mine or something like that in fucking Africa as a kid before he moved to France and started doing MMA.
A sand mine?
Yeah, like he was just shoveling sand all fucking day.
We don't typically call those mines.
Yeah, well, we're calling them sand mines now. All right.
You're just hoping for blood sand, aren't you?
Huh? Oh, you mean like blood diamonds?
Yeah. Like blood diamonds, only it's blood sand with blood sand mines.
I mean, yeah, Peter's back. So a quarry is technically a mine.
Yeah, but I don't think you even quarry sand. I think it's just a sand collection site.
Glass Camel 2024. Sand mines all around. No, yeah, Deontay Wilder, he'd get smoked in an MMA fight. Has he fought since that last Tyson Fury fight? I haven't heard anything about Deontay Wilder since then.
Tyson won that, right?
The first one was a draw. The second one, yeah, he knocked him out.
Okay, yeah.
What was it, like 7th or 8th round, something like that?
Okay.
A Wilder tried to say like the walkout gear he had on was too heavy, and it like sapped his legs. I was like, okay, well, why did you wear that then? You know? Because like he had like I can't remember what he was wearing for his walkout, but he said it was like it weighed like 40 pounds or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like why are you wearing an extra 40 pounds walking to the ring? And why is wearing 40 pounds on the ring walkout got you so like rubber legged?
Yeah, 40 pounds is not much weight to carry. I do mile walks into work with 100-pound pack.
I mean, it's not like he was wearing. I mean, like from the locker room to the ring. You know what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
3, 5 minutes tops.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How the hell did that just sap him that much when he was an active professional athlete doing
World
that
champion
shit?
athlete.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm me. I'm strong, don't get me wrong on that. I'm stronger than I have any right to be. But I'm not a world champion athlete by any stretch of the imagination. And I was doing 100-pound pack walks for a fuck ton longer.
But yeah, like I said, I hadn't heard anything about Deontay Wilder since that last Fury fight, and it was not impressive. So,
Wild make him look like a bit of a bitch.
well, like I said, their first fight was a draw, and it went the distance. And it's been a while since I even saw like the highlights from it, so trying to recall it from memory. But the second fight, like, yeah, Fury, he controlled that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, he ended up knocking him out. I want to say his 7th or 8th round. And it was like, wow, okay, like he actually had Wilder backing up.
Damn.
Yeah.
I still love his shtick of being the Gypsy King.
Well, like up until that, I want to say the reason why the first fight was a draw is because like towards the end of the fight, Fury realized like, oh, I can back him up.
Mm-hmm.
Like he can't fight, as he can only move forward. You get him backpedaling, and he's just shit.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I take that back. The last time I heard about Deontay Wilder was it was after that last Fury fight. It was when Dankula did the video of that dude that was challenging everyone to boxing matches.
Oh yeah, and Deontay just beat him like a drum after he went after his child, right?
Yeah, he was like threatening. What was he threatening exactly?
I want to say it was his daughter.
Yeah, I can't remember what like action he was threatening to take, but he was threatening to take some kind of action against Deontay Wilder's daughter, and like small child, not like grown adult woman or anything like that.
Yep.
So yeah, Deontay Wilder's like, okay, well, yeah, come on into the gym. We'll go ahead and sell this, and just proceeded to beat him like a drum.
Yep.
And that's not the first professional fighter that had done that to him either.
Oh no, he got his ass cooked, but kicked. Not cooked. Got his ass kicked by
Roger Mayweather
Sr. Yep.
No, not Mayweather Sr. Roger Mayweather.
Oh, okay.
Floyd's uncle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was Floyd's
No. Papa Floyd, I think, was in prison.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Roger. It was his uncle Roger.
But yeah, he got his ass whooped by him. And
Well,
he,
not even I mean,
he got
beat he got beat at boxing by Roger Mayweather. Then he took a cheap shot at Mayweather, and Mayweather's corner people whooped the shit out of him.
Just stomped him out right then and there.
Yeah.
Because
like he had turned away, he was going back to his corner. Like I think they were, pretty well done, and dude just came swinging at like the back of his head. And they're like, "No, sir, we don't do that here."
Yep.
So I think also that dude had like he had a thing for like Nicki Minaj too. Like he was just all sorts of
Kim K, Nicki
weird.
Minaj. He routinely challenged various professional fighters.
He tried challenging Chuck Liddell
Yep.
like on the street with Chuck's family standing there like what's going on?
Yep.
And like this is like prime time Chuck Liddell. Like this is the Iceman.
Before a stiff breeze could knock him over.
Yeah. So luckily for him, like Chuck Liddell is just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like we're gonna go watch a movie. Have a nice day. Like he could have murdered that man.
Yep.
He could have just ripped his arms off and just beat him to death with them if he wanted to. And that's why like Camel doesn't talk a whole lot of shit to people in person.
I'm trying to remember his exact line because when he was asked about it in an interview, his response was functionally something along the lines of, "What was I going to do? Probably kill a man on the street in an unsanctioned fight and be in prison? Maybe if I was younger, but now? Nah, fuck that."
But yeah, like luckily for him, Chuck Liddell's like, okay, man, have a good day.
Yep.
Some of those like UFC guys, like no, they'll just straight up whoop your ass right there on the street. They don't care.
Oh, yeah.
There've been more than a few videos, some dude just picking the wrong. Like I mean, hell, even John Jones like stopped a mugger,
Mm-hmm.
and now he just gets high on cocaine and runs people over. You okay over there, Johnny?
I am alive.
Yeah. Are you
Sounds
still doing?
like you're
You still doing
flying.
into Muay Thai, Johnny?
I'm planning on going back. I just need to, because I don't want to just jump right back into it, because I'd stopped going for a while.
Didn't you have like an injury or something that kind of sidelined you for a little while?
Well, between my left knee going out and
So yes.
a work schedule kind of pulled me off of it too. So, but yeah, my left knee is still kind of wonky. But no, I do plan on jumping back into that coming up in a couple of months.
See, that's the thing about like like I said, like this last week of just being off of work and going and working at the house and being out in the sun and everything. It's completely flipped my fucking sleep schedule. So like I'm sleeping like a normal person, which was fine. But I got to go back to work tomorrow, so I got to get back on the vampire schedule,
Mm-hmm.
which means no sleep for me tonight.
All you do is you stay up for about 30 hours, get 8 hours down, and then you're good to go.
Generally for me, like if I'm up 30 hours, I'm down for 12.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, ask Johnny. Like my schedule is just a roller coaster, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time that I've had to swap, I just do up for 30, down for 8, good to go.
I think my body is starting to get back to where it was. Because I was at 20 some odd years at night shifts. And then, yeah, about 20 years at night shift. And then 2 of those were doing 60 to 80 hour work days.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
And
that is not fun.
you mean work weeks?
Oh no. Oh yeah, work weeks.
Yeah, I was about to say there's no
60 hours a
60
day.
nor 80-hour day.
It felt like it. That we'll go with that. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I would, work my 10 to 6, and then when I started working as an appliance salesman,
Mm-hmm.
they had me working either 7 to 2, or 7 to 3. There was 8 to 5, and then let's see, not 2 to 10. It was 1 to 9, and the 1 to 9s were the worst, especially when they put me on one day where I'm working 1 to 9, and then the next day I'd be working, 8 to 3, 8 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
You did tell him, was like, I've got another job, right?
Oh, they were well aware, and they could not give a shit. I'm like, all right, you expect a zombie when I come in here, because that's what you're gonna get. Like,
Oh, since I have been spending more time over at the house, I've also had to deal with neighbors more. I'm not liking it, guys. I'm not liking it at
Misanthropy
all.
increases.
Huh?
Misanthropy increases.
Well, no, like, I've got a neighbor across the street. I've got a neighbor on either side of me. I got a neighbor, behind me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the neighbor off to my right, don't really talk to him, don't really see him much. We went to school together. He was a couple grades ahead of me. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The neighbor to the left of me, he's been there, like, him and his family have been there, like, less than a year. I literally just learned the dude's name a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And not even, like, his full name, just his first name.
Mm-hmm.
The neighbor behind me, I've bought mushrooms from him. He's cool, but yeah, like, we still, like, if we see each other out in the yard or whatever, like, we'll talk for, 15, 20 minutes and then go about our business. It's not like a big thing. The guy across the street, like, he was a grade ahead of me in school. His wife was in my grade in school. I went to school with this guy, like, all through elementary school, junior high. Went to school with his wife, all through high school. I realized recently, it's like, I don't know fuck all about these people. Because, yeah, we went to school together, but we weren't friends. We weren't buddies, And this guy acts like we were.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst of all is, he's a busybody. Like, I smoked weed with him for the first time ever, like 2-3 weeks ago. It seriously made me consider, like, not smoking weed anymore. Like, I was like, maybe I should just go ahead and lay off this. But yeah, like, he calls me up because, the neighbor off to the left, he does landscaping, tree trimming, stuff like that. And I had a tree with limbs growing around power lines and, over my house. I was like, I need to get this shit taken care of, but I'm an idiot. And if you leave it to me, I'm going to destroy my house and, like, maybe cut an arm off or something. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I ended up getting introduced to the neighbors. Like, oh, well, he does tree work. Yeah, you come talk to Camel real fast. And, so he gets it gets it all taken care of. Take a couple days, weather and whatnot. And afterwards, all the tree with all the limbs over, hanging over the house, completely gone. Trees with limbs growing up around the power lines. Like there's only one tree left now, and there's like one limb that's still hanging over a line.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else has been cleared away. It looks really nice. I'm happy enough with it. And that one limb got left because to take it off, it's kind of big. But if you took that limb off, like that tree would just be completely lopsided.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, well, we can go ahead and cut the limb off, or we can just take the whole fucking tree down. What do you want to do? It's like, I don't want to pay any more money, so I guess leave it. Yeah, neighbor across the street, he calls me up like the day afterwards, like, hey, are they done like trimming your tree and whatnot? Like, yeah. Like, well, have you had a chance to take a look at it yet? Like, there's this one limb. I was like, yeah, I know. It's my fucking tree. It's my yard. Leave me alone.
Mm-hmm.
If it's hanging over, you trim it.
He's across the street. Like, just stay the fuck away from it,
Yeah, mind your own fucking business then.
But I thought it was funny. It's like, are you really calling me to like second guess the work of the guy you recommended to do the work in the first place? Like I thought like you were calling me because like there was an emergency or something. No, just being a nitpicky twat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, smoked weed with him. And it was actually it was a couple weeks ago. So like I went MIA. I was over at the house cleaning and everything. I was going to come back home, grab a shower, come hang out with Johnny and do the stream, for Thursday night. But like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, my neighbor goes walking by from like, one neighbor's yard to another neighbor's yard, and he sees me out in the back, cleaning stuff up and whatnot. Hey, Camel, do you smoke? I'm sitting there at my burn barrel. I've got, like my metal pole, like stirring my trash with a cigarette hanging out of my mouth. And I'm just sitting there like, yeah. You're like, you get high? I'm like, yeah.
Hey, Sanguine. For Jenna there, you want to tell her what's in Nebraska?
Fucking nothing. It is not a goddamn tourist site. It is not a valid answer to that fucking question. Johnny was trying to bullshit. It doesn't fucking work.
But yeah, this he said
I just thought that question was funny and well timed.
But yeah,
Jenna, in case you weren't here to see it, we had the game that was like categories, and as we were playing that, one of the things was we had to go for words that began with N, and it was tourist attractions. Or tourist locations, sorry. Tourist locations.
And Johnny's answer was Nebraska.
I went for Naples. You went for... Which city did you go for again? Camel.
With an N?
Say again?
I'm trying to remember you said Naples. I can't remember what it was I said, but like we both agreed, like, yeah, those are... Oh, Niagara Falls is what it was.
Yes, you said Niagara Falls. So, yeah, Naples, a lot of historic sites to see around Naples. The entire fucking city is a tourist location. It's a tourist attraction. Niagara Falls, abso-fucking-lutely. It's this beautiful bit of scenery. We get to Johnny, and Johnny, he doesn't say Nolans, he doesn't say New York, he doesn't say any fucking major city that begins with an N that you can at least somewhat argue. No, this motherfucker says Nebraska. And it's not
he could have said Nevada.
Yeah, he could have said Nevada, and we would have maybe taken it. But he didn't even sound ashamed when he said Nebraska.
Oh no,
He said it.
Johnny sounded like he was moonlighting as a travel agent for the Witness Protection Program. He just said Nebraska like it was nothing.
no. If we were at a poker table, I just went in and was like, "Bam! That's a 2 and a 3 right there."
Yeah, Jack 5 off suited. Yeah.
He says fucking Nebraska.
But no, like, yeah, so the neighbor's sitting there, like I said, I've got a cigarette hanging out of my mouth, sitting there at my burn barrel, right? Just, like, hey, man, you smoke? I'm like, yeah. He kind of just leans over the fence, like, you get high? I was like, yeah. We've had this conversation before, motherfucker. Like, you've literally given me weed.
Question wasn't, you aren't a Fed, right?
No, like, it was. Like, you're not a cop, are you? It's like, motherfucker, you've given me weed before. You've literally, like, put it in my hand. Like, no, I'm not a fucking cop. And quite frankly, I'm offended you would even ask, sir.
Offended for myself and for the cops. Why the fuck would they have me?
Actually, my friend who just happened to be a dealer, he was turned in by his friend.
But no, like, he's like, hey man, you come over here to the neighbors and smoke with us? Like, I mean, I would, but I've got other shit I've got to do. Like, I've been up since like 5 o'clock this morning already. I got other stuff I got to do. Like, I got to try and be somewhat responsible. And he tried doing the whole peer pressure thing. It's like, okay, that might work if we were back in junior high.
And
but motherfucker, I'm a full grown man. He's like, come on, man, I'll ask you one more time, and then I won't ever offer again. It's like, fuck it, let's see what you got, So I go over there, and they're doing bong rips. And I haven't smoked out of a bong in years. Like, I smoke joints mostly because I'm a solitary smoker. And also I'm lazy and just buy pre-rolls. But yeah, so like I hadn't smoked on a bong in forever, and first one just choked me out, not gonna lie. And that's so I got to start taking a second proper rip. And that's when he tells me, like, oh yeah, because I asked him, like, is this some more of your homegrown? It's pretty good stuff. Like, oh no, man, that's hash. It's like, oh, you motherfucker. Like, I told you I had shit to do today. And so, like, I ended up messaging Johnny at like 9 o'clock. Like, I ain't gonna make it. Like, I tried, I was sitting at my house. Like, I tried, eating something, took a shower, just tried to like sober myself up. Next thing I know, I'm just like, I'm fed, I'm washed, I'm sleepy.
To be completely honest, back in my days, in my smoking days, I did like getting insanely high and then taking a shower.
No, man. Now, I mean, now that I'm older, like, I've got one of those shower chairs. Yeah, I'd consider it. But yeah, when I was younger and like I didn't have those amenities, like, I didn't want to risk like cracking my skull. And yeah, if you were to start smoking, and I would recommend smoking a joint or maybe taking a hit out of a pipe. But I'm gonna warn you right now, Rodden, the weed is way too strong these days, man. I don't know how long it's been since you partook, but buckle up, son, because it's different.
They're trying to cure cancer now.
They're trying to cure the cancer they're giving you. It's too fucking potent.
But yeah, I'm starting to fade out a little bit, so we're gonna go with parting thoughts. Camel.
The weed is too strong.
Lobbed up and you failed.
Yeah?
Sanguine.
If you're passionate about something, make sure that you devour it. Don't let it devour you. Fuck you, Camel.
Nah, man. One of these days, I don't want to do it like when you're expecting it, man. I want it to be like sneaky.
Do you think that I'm ever not going to expect it?
Eventually, yeah.
He's always going to expect it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Like if you haven't smoked since you were in 20 years, whoo boy. Like the last time I went to a dispensary, there was an old man, like we're proper old, right? And he went in there. It was his birthday, and he wanted to get something from the weed store for his birthday. And he started off asking about dabs.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "No, sir. You like." I was standing in line, like, "Sir, you don't want to do that." He's like, "What?" I was like, have you ever smoked before? Like, I'm not trying to be rude. You know, just asking. Like, have you smoked weed before? Yeah. I smoked a little bit. I was like, have you ever done dabs before? No, I haven't. I was like, do you want to do anything else on your birthday?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you try and do a dab, it's gonna put your ass on the moon.
All right. And for mine, Nebraska, where the only touristic activity you have are scavenger hunts.
Johnny, I hope you realize at some point you're going to be forced to go on vacation in Nebraska.
Oh, I probably will.
No, like I said, John's getting up in the witness protection program, and that's where they're gonna put him, Nebraska.
And if you guys think that Nebraska is the beginning and end of that, when we play again, it will happen again. And I will try to bullshit my way into that point. So,
because you tried almost immediately after as well. We knocked your dick in the dirt with Nebraska. And you tried it again, and we knocked your dick in the dirt again.
And I will keep trying over and over and over again. And in that note, persistence is key, and the zoo is closed. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, all.
Bye, everybody.